Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to the channel and if you like the content, please subscribe. Today we're riding that new Honda 300L in the mountains. Just above this road is the Nabas Windmill Farm. They supply the power for BORACAY Island and all over, and this is the area where they have that wind farm. It's really beautiful. We did a show on that if you want to check it out on the channel, the Nabas Windmill Farm, and we did a show on all the people that lived in the area. We're going to go ahead and we're going to head on up the mountains. This is the beginning of the mountain range. We're going to go ahead and get some speed past that white car, the SUV. We're going to get some speed. We're going to have to climb this mountain range. There's a lot of slow trucks and stuff up in this area. The music playing is from a couple blogs we did. We had a mountain that fell down, it's coming up, and also the other side of the mountain range they have the dead end road at Hibon. You can watch both of those shows with the landslide and the dead end road, it's called. It's on the channel, it's one of the blogs. But the people, they had to build this road in 70, 71, and they were pushing, once the cars come through here, it was such a small dirt road, the cars were pushing the people off the mountain. So around 92, 93, they built and concreted the road. They start widening this road so that the people would have access. And today it's a national highway, so people like us are able to cruise through here. We don't even remember what it was like back in the old days because we have this modern road, but in the early days the people really suffered. They had to walk and carry water miles through this little dirt road. It was quite the scene. We talk about that on the blog. Getting back to the motorcycle, the Honda CRF 300L just cruises up this mountain. It just passes everything in its way. I like to pass people because it's more safer. Safety is not behind a car. Safety is in front of the car. But it's just a nice ride of that Honda 300L. It just cruises. The Honda makes a really smooth engine. There is kind of a weird ticking noise in the engine, but they say at the Honda that's normal. But the smoothness of the ride is really nice, and we're behind this van we don't like. And see, there's a landslide that's falling down. We did that show. We're going to show the thumbnails. See, they're trying to prevent, they're putting that cover over so that they try to grow plants there. Just around the bend here, the whole mountain fell down and blocked the road. People going from BORACAY to Kalibu, they couldn't get through for weeks, and they had to plow the roads. Here's a few thumbnails from that show we did, the landslide in the Philippines. The whole mountain fell down. It was crazy. I got a chance to make friends with the workers, and they're really cool guys. Every time I ride my Honda 300L through this mountain range, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of curves, a lot of hills up and down. This is just, I'm passing this van. It's always trying to cut you off the road. A lot of blind spots as we have here, and it's just a nice ride. It's fun, you know. I remember the first time I went on this mountain range, it was scary. I was like, what kind of place is this? But after a while, you get used to it, right? And it's fun, you know, every turn, every nook and cranny. And we're going to get ready to go into this town called Habana. Habana is just a little town carved out of this mountain range. And it's in the middle of the mountain range. And there's a lot of people here. They have houses up on the hills to the right and down towards the ocean to the left. And this mountain range is just above the ocean, so you can look down on the ocean. Here's the town of Habana. There's a school to the left hand side, and there's just lots of people cruising around here, walking. Habana, there's a school right there to the left hand side. Then you go up the hill here. We got to pass a couple cars, a van, 3, 4, and a tricycle. And now we're leaving the town of Habana, and we're headed towards Hibon. Hibon, this is the mountain range that they carved out. They carved this area from Habana. There we are, the Nabas, the dead end road going to Habana from Hibon. And we have the show on the channel. It's really cool. There's people talking in the native language and everything, telling the story of what it was like in the old days It's pretty cool. It's a little history. I enjoyed that, passing that tricycle. Also, I enjoy that too. I like being alone on the road because it's freedom, it's safety, the wind blowing on your face. The 300L is what they call a naked bike. There's no windscreen. You just have that air blowing on you. Makes you feel alive. It just makes you enjoy being out there in nature and the road. And that's one of the joys about the 300L. We're coming down the hill. We're going to Hibon now. There's a beach to the left-hand side. We did a show just last week on the June 24th here in Hibon. I called it Gibbon, but it sounds like a Hibon, Gibbon, who cares? We're in this town now. We've left Havana. Now we're in Hibon, and it's raining a little bit. The day was a little bit wet, and we're in a little bit of a wet pattern right now. We're headed towards the town of Nabis, and it's a town with a lot of history also. We did a blog on it. Like, here it is right here. Here's the title, the thumbnail for the show we did on Nabis. It's kind of interesting. I learn a lot when I do these history shows of these particular towns, these little towns. And there's a big series bus right ahead of us. We don't like buses in front of us. We can't see around them, so we pass them as soon as we can. It's very nice. And then you have the road clear. You can see everything. Riding that 300L, you want that visibility. You want that safety. You don't want to be smelling a bus's fumes and not being able to see what's happening. If they stop, maybe you crash. So you want to go ahead and have as much freedom and visibility as possible. We're cruising through this town of Hibon. This is Hibon. Just like the snake, there's a sign to the right. It says Hibon right there. There's that sign in the blue little thing. Welcome back. We're here at the Gibbon Beach. Gibbon. There's a Gibbon Viper. I am a Gibbon Viper. But this is not the Gibbon Viper. This is the Gibbon Beach here in Ackland. And every year on June 24th, they have the San Juan holiday. It's a holiday called San Juan. We did that show just a couple days ago. Right in this area to the left, there's the ocean. And it's just a nice time. You have a little picnic, have a little family get together, just hang out on the beach and just have a good time. One of the things that was bothering me a little bit on this trip with the 300L is the heat that came off the right side. It gets really hot. I don't understand exactly why, but they have a radiator on it. It's supposed to keep the engine cool, but it seems like the engine is a little hot. I seem to burn my leg on the right hand side. They have a plate cover, and gotta pass that car, yeah, and they got another motorcycle, another truck. But it just seems like the engine gets a little heated if you're driving for any length of time. So it's one of those things that you gotta just keep your foot away from the engine because it will burn. We're just cruising down the road here. We're headed towards the town of Nabis. It's a nice area. It's a long town. And there's just lots of people. We're gonna go ahead and pass Horam, Buhan. There's Horam. We did a show on Horam, Saka'an waterfalls, beautiful area. Buhan, Cold Springs. It's right here. We just passed it here to the right. It's a really nice area. If you're ever in the area, you might want to check those places out. It's a lot of fun. We'll continue the ride, but thanks for joining us. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, you enjoyed the show. We're gonna make more.